Welcome to the Night Acres. Hey guys, this is Philip. I just want to share a little bit about what we're doing here today. Work all day. We both have full-time jobs, but right now in the evenings, but I don't have a chance to really get any projects done right now. Right now is a busy time of year for us where I work, so I got to take every chance I can to get some things done. Well, this is kind of twofold, because you kind of, in our space anyway, you have to kind of work when you can. There's a lot of work. It's busy, especially right now, gardening and everything's growing and all that. I know we'll give you a garden tour later on, but tonight we are actually working on our rows of tomatoes. We have 4 rows of tomatoes. I don't remember how many plants, somewhere around 40, maybe 950. I'm not sure. But anyway, we've got like 4 rows of tomato plants that we're going to stake in. I mean, we used to do cages, but we're going to try something different this year with the like a California wrap, I think is what it's called. It's basically where you set stakes and then you interweave rope or a good heavy string to prop up your tomato plants. So we're going to try that this year to go along with our new experiment we're doing with permaculture. We started our permaculture build in January, kind of getting things ready to go. So far, it's been an amazing experience with that because there's not any tilling, not any weeds. There's a few on the edges and all that, but so far so good. I mean, I'm loving it. We'll get some pictures here shortly. But what I'm doing right now is making stakes. Sure, we've got fence posts, we've got a bunch of other stuff we can use. But if you live in the country, man, little saplings, tree saplings pop up everywhere. Let me turn it around here real quick. See if I can figure out how to turn it around real quick. But anyway, I'll just turn this way. We got a bunch of little saplings need cleared out. And so we're going to cut these smaller ones down and use them for stakes in our garden. So yeah, just follow along and we'll cut these up and get them put in the garden. And, that's the whole thing is use what's at hand instead of spending the money to do it. I mean, I've already got the equipment to do it. I've got the saplings and the trees. Hey, there's my wife.
Already drove 2 into the ground.
But I'm over here lollygagging while she's working. So
need more posts.
I
need more posts.
But I figured, I would give a little talk on, just doing with what you have. You don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money on posts and things like that you're going to use just in the ground or whatever. I mean, I wouldn't recommend. Man, it's foggy. It rained a lot earlier this afternoon. Humidity is shooting up. It is. It's pretty warm. We just got finished with chores, feeding animals and all that. We're having leftovers tonight, so we're not necessarily have to go cook, but we are going to try to get this knocked out real quick. So hang out for a little bit, and I will show you when we get to the garden and give you a good idea of what we're doing with these things. So. All right, guys. This is our garden, real quick tour. We're not quite done with all the rows of tomatoes, but we have our main garden. There's our bucket of fertilizer. I'll even show you that. And that is from our fertilizer factory there and in the shed there, that new shed. Those are all, 13 rabbits?
Yep.
So produce a good natural fertilizer that's ready to go in your garden. You don't have to mulch it down or compost it down or anything like that. We got a little bit of squash. We got our peppers.
Got a spicy roll.
You got a spicy?
Not spicy roll.
Spicy? Not spicy. Why it's so spicy? Then we got some wild lamb's quarter. We're just kind of letting it go, picking off of it, if you're not familiar with that. We got a spot for a squash plant that didn't quite work out. Some more tomatoes. You can see our stakes that we cut.
We still have to get these other
And we still have to get
rows tied up.
these others tied up, but I wanted to do this real quick because we actually, you can see that there's a storm up there spreading out. And what's weird this year, it seems like all of our rain and all of our storms are coming from the southeast. It's kind of weird for around here. Usually they come from the southwest or the northwest. So it's kind of odd. And we got a bunch of rain today. Was it Saturday? It rained for a little while. We got like a little over an inch.
Yeah, it dumped like an inch of rain in like half an hour.
But what's crazy is we're still in a drought. Coming into this spring, we were down 15 inches in our area. Last year's garden, as we talked about in our opener, it just burned up. There was, I mean, we left for the weekend and come home and it was gone. It would just burn up. It was so hot and dry and just nasty. But real quick, I'll come back to this row here. We've got the bottom row done. We're gonna tie this one here up because it's too big to go around some cages. We have a few cages.
Yeah, this one, it got too big on me.
Yeah.
But there's cherry tomatoes on it.
Yeah, there's little tomatoes, a little bunch of blooms. We did get these in a little bit late. Our cabbage, they're coming along somewhat or decent. Our cucumbers are going crazy right now. They're loving all this rain. You can see all the blooms on it. We've got some burpless cucumbers and we have pickling cucumbers kind of tied in here. So I don't know, probably the next week or so, we're gonna be eating cucumbers. Like I said, you know, our cabbage, and then we have 2 rows of potatoes here. We're probably not long from digging these here up. They've been in for a little while. Then we have our raised beds over here. We're doing a little bit of work in here. We're gonna kind of make it kind of pretty and plant some flowers. And honestly, I'm not a flower guy. But this is the first year I actually told the wife, hey, I wanna go pick out some flowers. And there's a reason, there's a method to my madness, but yeah.
They're all beneficial flowers or medicinal flowers.
Or edible.
Like, we got echinacea. We got some marigolds and things like that.
But we've got our rutabaga here. This is our first year trying this. We probably got some about ready to pick. Obviously our onions. We got an onion patch in here. We've got white, yellow, purple in here. This is our carrot patch. Didn't work out too well. We got a few.
Yeah, I think I started them too late and it's just too hot. So we'll see what we get. And I was gonna try a fall planting and see how that goes.
Yeah, we're gonna do a fall garden here soon. Then our beets. We got some of these probably ready to pick as well. So
yeah, if you want to look down here, right there.
yeah, there's a nice one.
In beets, you can eat the greens.
Yeah, beet greens.
I might dehydrate some.
And what's awesome about beets is they're amazing for your heart. You know, they're great vegetables for your heart. Rutabagas, this is, like I said, this is our first year of growing them. But our kids even like them. You know, they're like a sweeter turnip. I don't know if you like turnips or not. A lot of people don't. I do.
It would be a good potato substitute.
Yeah, like if you're doing keto or paleo or something like that, that'd be a good substitute. You know, then we got our corn patch over here. We got a little bit of corn in here. All you see here is sweet corn, but we're doing the Three Sisters method here. We had some corn that didn't pop, so we came back and did another planting. There's corn there. Then we got
that's a pole bean.
Some pole beans. And you can see here that we've got squash interspersed. If you're not familiar with the Three Sisters, it's a Native American planting. That's the way they used to do it. They would put their corn out, then put beans in, the pole beans, so they'll grow up the corn, but they would also plant the squash to be good ground cover.
They would actually plant them in a circle, but I thought trying to plant it in a row might be easier to pick, so we'll see how it goes. If not, we'll try it differently next year.
Right. This is an experimental year for us. If you guys have seen, you know, we've got a bunch of straw out, especially out here in the garden, in this garden, and over there. Then we've got our weed barrier down. But under the straw in this other garden, we've got cardboard laid down. And it's kind of a permaculture technique to basically start producing a natural environment, you know, more nature-like, you know, because if you look over here, there's a little bit of brush back in there. Stuff still grows, but it's covered in leaves, and there's sticks back there. There's an old barn back there we got to tear down. We've talked about it, kind of repurpose it, because that's what we do. We find stuff to repurpose. And we've got some sweet potatoes in here. We're trying this just to try it this year. We've never planted them before either. But we're giving it a shot. We've got what?
I have three different varieties. So I have just the regular orange Beauregard potato. That's probably the majority of what we have. And then I have the Lilac Beauty from Baker Creek. And then I bought some of the Japanese purple sweet potatoes because I like colors.
Yeah, we bought some more chickens just for different colored eggs.
Don't judge me.
I'm not judging. I've already judged. But yeah, for so of the 9 years we've been here, we planted a garden for a few years, then we kind of gave up because I worked tons of overtime and
it was just too hard.
It was just too hard to keep up with. This is the first year probably in a long time. I mean, this is the best garden I think we've ever had here. We've still got a few more things to plant. Back over here in this open spot, we're gonna do some dent corn and we're gonna do some popcorn. I like popcorn, our kids like popcorn, we all do. So I figured, why not? Why not try to grow our own and see what we can do with it? We've got some Bloody Butcher dent corn that we need to put in, but reading on it, it says that you can use it for like sweet corn or something like that and eat it, or you can let it go till it dries. And the cool thing is you can make moonshine with it. So, and I happen to know some people. I don't know that we'll have enough. We'll see, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's our garden. And we'll come back over here real quick and give you a rundown of what we did. What was this called? The California something or other?
Oh, Florida Weave.
Florida Weave, there we go.
Wrong side of the United States.
Yep, I guess so. I know it was the coast. Hey. But if you look, we've got this string weaving through.
We started on one side and we weaved it around every plant. And then when we got to the other side, now we obviously will have to tie them up again to give them more support. And I have some clips I gotta find so we can clip them to the string as well. And then we switched it around on this side.
And we wove it back
And
through.
we wove them back on the opposite sides.
To keep them off the ground.
Kind of
And y'all, maybe saw this plant when we walked by and wondered, well, that's not a tomato. They don't look like these. Well, this is basil. And I'm telling you, it is the best smelling basil in the world. It's just amazing.
I got a bunch of, we have usually about every 2 tomato plants we have a basil plant.
Yep. The reason we put basil in here is, for one, it's supposed to keep away pests and all that. But again, it's kind of a companion planting thing. And basil is supposed to add flavor to your tomatoes. So we'll find out. We didn't get a lot last year. We tried it last year. Our basil went to seed fast because it was so hot.
Well, I need to stay on top of it and cut some off. And I got my dehydrator out. I need to get it washed, and then we'll be ready to start throwing herbs in it and get them dehydrated.
Yeah, we're gonna do
jars.
Herbs. We're gonna do wild medicinal and edible plants. I don't know if you can see it on here, but all this stuff on the other side of that fence, a lot of that is wild lettuce, and it is medicinal. Then of course dandelions and things like that. I mean, they continually pop up. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what we're doing. We'll probably won't get this all finished tonight, but we're going to work on it.
Yeah, I probably got hungry kids inside.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't come out and asked them what's for dinner. But you said you talked to them earlier.
Yeah. They like leftover spaghetti anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, folks, with that being said, we appreciate you hanging out with us. I hope you like our garden. If you got any suggestions, especially when it comes to like permaculture, because we're new to it, and we're going to add more on as the time goes by, but this is our kind of a first go at it. So if you have any...
Honestly, looking at this garden just makes my heart happy. I am ready for some fresh tomatoes.
Yeah, that's why we have like 950 tomato plants, because
It's like
she loves to...
44 or something like that.
Well, 44, 950 is close.
Again, I gotta have colors.
Yeah.
I got multiple colors of cherry tomatoes. I got the Cherokee purple. I got it's a yellow tomato. I can't remember what it's called, but it's supposed to be a big yellow tomato. I'm excited about it.
Yep. So with that being said, folks, we'll start showing you more and more as we harvest and as we see. We'll do some. We're hoping to be able to make some salsa, because we have jalapenos and make some salsa. We've got tomatillos and stuff. We're talking about making salsa verde and you name it. We're going to try to can it. We're going to just make tomato sauce. We have a bunch of Roma tomatoes and paste tomatoes.
Yeah, we did the San Marzano.
Okay.
I don't think we did Romas.
I thought they were Roma. I thought San Marzano.
It's the same thing.
It's
a paste tomato.
But anyway, we're going to try to make sauces. And this is stuff we've never done. So that's kind of why we're wanting to do this, is so we can learn.
If we can do it, you can
Absolutely.
do it.
Absolutely. This is, like we said, this is our journey in self-sufficiency. And right now, everything looks great. It could take a hailstorm or something to throw us wide out.
Don't be saying that.
But we've got a good start. Next video, we'll kind of give you a quick tour of our animals, to show you our rabbits and our chickens and our pigs and our potbelly pig. Probably my favorite pet. She don't like him because he's a pain in the butt.
He gets into my garden and he likes to tear up things. Don't leave a bag of compost laying around.
No, he broke into some cow manure compost. he
just
does.
pig doing pig stuff, but
yeah, he's a lot of fun. He don't like our outside dogs.
Well, they stay away from him.
Or no, he don't like our inside dogs.
Yeah.
The ones that come out and hang around us when we're working around outside, but they're inside enjoying the air conditioner. But with that being said, guys, just thanks for hanging out with us. Let us know what you think. Like, subscribe, comment, share. If you got somebody wanting to learn along with us, if you're wanting to learn along with us, subscribe and join the journey. Ask questions. I love comments. We'd love to interact with you guys. So by all means, reach out to us, and we'll catch you next episode.